That's how we define lift. Your income per dollar spent.
Per dollar spent? Are you saying that people in Scentsy need to be spending dollars to make dollars?
There's celebrity proof. If cool people use it, why can't I?
This is a freaking logical fallacy.
None of this had any connection to Scentsy. We weren't making cringy income claims.
Yes, you were. Your distributors make plenty of cringy income claims. I found one from 3 hours ago.
We weren't getting extensions and telling people our shampoo grew out our hair. We weren't promising essential oils could cure disease.
He just called out Monet and Young Living and doTERRA. Hi, welcome. Yes, my hair is wet. It's not greasy. I just got out of the shower and I'm not trying to put heat on my hair if I don't have to. I'm trying to grow it out. Anyway, today we're talking about Scentsy. Now, Scentsy just recently had their annual convention that they call Scentsy Family Reunion. And these people don't like it when we call it a cult. Now, this went on for, I believe, 3 days. And shout out to my beautiful and wonderful friend DC. She recorded most of it for me, if not all of it. I haven't even watched through all of it yet. I got through day 2 when I found what we're gonna watch today. This was just like one of those sections where I kept taking notes and taking notes and taking notes, and I'm like, I would just play this whole thing all the way through and get an entire video out of it. So that's what we're gonna do, because guys, Scentsy is changing some stuff up again, and they're really royally screwing over their distributors, but also at the same time, they've convinced them that this is a good thing. And I'm here to tell you why it's not and why it's messed up. But also, one of the founders, Orville, like goes off and starts throwing shade at other MLM companies like Monet and Young Living, and I think Pharmacy is one of them too. They go off basically blaming everyone else for their problems, and it's crazy. It's one of the more wild MLM convention speeches I've ever seen. Listening to what the founders of Scentsy are doing to their distributors and how they're trying to frame themselves as the victim is ridiculous. Last year, Scentsy changed part of their compensation plan so that consultants had to work harder to become active. They had to sell more. They did end up cutting commissions in a roundabout way. So a bunch of people left Scentsy because of that last year. And then I think at the beginning of this year, they came back and they were just like, we made a mistake. Oopsie. I guess we're gonna just revert it back to the way it was before. So anyway, if you want to watch all that, more information about that, I'll have my other Scentsy content linked down below, because that really was an interesting and wild ride just to watch the backlash happen in real time. But today, this is what we're watching. And we're going to start with Heidi. She is one of the co-founders, Heidi and her husband, Orville. Oh my gosh, I don't have my Scentsy hat. Where is my Scentsy hat? Here we go. It says here for the popcorn. DC got me this hat also last time I did a big Scentsy video. Popcorn, Orville Redenbacher. Co-founder's name is Orville. We understand, yes. Great. With that all being said, let's just jump into it. We'll just press play. I do have this sped up to 1.25 because we kind of have a little bit to get through. So let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Heidi Thompson.
There she is.
There are some people we know by the roles that they hold. Founder, leader, entrepreneur, visionary. And Orville is all of those. And you all know that. You all know that.
Yeah, that's another thing that you need to know about Heidi is that she cries all the time.
But I've had the privilege of knowing him by some other names too. Some of them I won't name tonight. Many of you know Orville as the person who can see possibilities long before the rest of us can see them. He believed in Scentsy when it was little more than some wax, warmers, and a dream around our kitchen table. He believed when the numbers didn't make sense. He believed when the road ahead wasn't clear. And he believed in people, especially all of you. One of the greatest privileges of my life has been watching that belief become something bigger than either of us could have imagined. Scentsy may have begun in our, well, no, I guess in our hearts. But it became what it is because thousands of people opened their homes.
From what I remember, Heidi and Orville didn't actually invent Scentsy. They stumbled upon them somehow when they were just a small family-owned business, and they were like, we would like to invest in this, and they bought the company from them, I'm pretty sure. Heidi and Orville didn't invent shit. They found someone else who invented it and then bought them out and was like, this is our company now. Kara Egan and Colette Gunnell. Gunnell. I'm just trying to see if they're still like involved in Scentsy today. Oh, no fucking way. Okay. This is from the Boise State Public Radio.org. It says that Kara and Colette founded Scentsy, and then they were struggling entrepreneurs, and then they met Orville. Heidi and Orville bought Scentsy from them, and apparently, while they are on the board of directors, which, you know, good. Do you get paid for that? I don't really know, but they are just Scentsy distributors now. On the board of directors, but just distributors. But I guess my point is, where I was going with all that is like, can you imagine how pissed off these people must be that, like, I mean, Scentsy has profits in the billions. Like, they are a very successful company. I don't know how much they sold Scentsy for, but I hope they're being compensated for it now. That's all I'll say. I mean, yeah, they're consultants, so they still have to sell their own shit that they invented. But man, to sell your own invention and like business to someone and then watching it blow up, it's like what happened to Walter White in Breaking Bad. Well, we all know what Walter White had to do in Breaking Bad. Anyway.
I know the leader you see on this stage, but I also know the man behind the title.
It's so weird, right? I understand a husband and a wife just like totally being in love with each other. That's fantastic. But like when I talk about my husband to other people about how much I love him and how great he is, like I don't cry. There's another speech that he did that I watched yesterday. I don't remember exactly where it was, but like Orville was doing the same thing, talking about Heidi, and he started tearing up when talking about Heidi. That's great. We love to see it. It's a, you know, a strong family there, a strong family unit who clearly loves and cares about each other a lot. We love that. But this is a little... like every time you guys talk about each other, you just cry. It's strange behavior, you know. I'm not saying they should love each other any less, but I don't think when most people talk about their spouse, they can't do it without crying, you know. It's just so weird. She is standing on a stage in front of a bunch of people, though. Maybe she's just like really good at turning on the waterworks. Maybe it's like not genuine at all.
I know his heart. I know how deeply he loves his company. I know how much he cares about our employees, our consultants, and the families whose lives have become woven into the Scentsy story. Orville, there is no one I'd rather build this life with. No one I would rather have dreamed with. No one I would rather have beside me.
She did the please clap.
Please clap.
She started clapping before anyone else. Please clap.
Scentsy family, it is my great honor and one of my favorite privileges to introduce the man who has spent his life believing in possibilities, believing in this company, and believing in all of us. Please welcome my husband, my business partner, and my best friend, Orville Thompson.
Years ago, Heidi went to the Today Show and donated some Scentsy buddies. And on that show, the same day, Flo Rida was there. And so Heidi and Flo Rida hung out in the green room while they were waiting to go on stage. So yeah, she's done some pretty amazing things.
What was the point of that story? Because that's the end of the story, by the way. There's nothing else there. He's just like, hey, guess what? My wife met Flo Rida one time. Yeah, and I bet Flo Rida didn't want to be stuck in a green room with her. He was probably like, get me out of here. This woman won't stop crying.
But as I have been considering the challenges that we've been facing, I mean, we've had so many phone calls with so many of you, and we've really been trying to solve some puzzles. But as I look at these challenges we've been facing for a while, these same concepts keep rattling around in my brain. And I think it explains where we are, how we got here, and how we move forward into another period of growth, both individually and collectively. And to do this, I want to draw on the physics of flight.
So Orville's about to go into a long speech about airplanes. It's so stupid. It's the stupidest metaphor I've ever heard. I'm probably going to skip through it. Like, I'm not going to make you guys watch it because he goes on about it for a while. And it's kind of stupid. Later on, like, he'll keep, like, sprinkling little things about airplanes and stuff. I'll watch through it and give you the rundown. Okay, he's saying planes are a great metaphor for Scentsy because planes need a thrust to push the plane forward. And he's saying that in Scentsy, whenever you make posts or you go live or throw parties and stuff, that is the force that pushes Scentsy forward. The corporate team at Scentsy is the wing because they're always trying to reshape the wing for upward mobility. And also, bad wings don't work good. Good wings work good.
Now, sometimes it seems like lift comes easily, while at other times you have to put in far more effort and can barely stay off the ground. And how can the same amount of thrust produce different amounts of lift? I mean, the quick answer you might go to quickly is, oh, the wing must have changed. This is where many people go when things seem more difficult. If you find yourself saying, my business isn't working like it used to, you might quickly conclude, something at Scentsy must have changed. But the physics of flight give us an alternate answer. An airplane can't fly in a vacuum. Flight requires drag. Drag is almost invisible. You can't see it. Every pilot feels it. Drag is the resistance of the air itself. Similarly, your business is not performed in a vacuum. The social environment has a dramatic effect on how your energy is converted into lift. So while it is fair to ask, what has happened at Scentsy that has affected the results I'm getting? It is wise to ask, what has changed in the social environment that has affected the results I'm getting?
When plane go down, people blame wing. When Scentsy go down, our consultants blame Scentsy. But it no Scentsy fault because drag. Scentsy goes up and down because wing go up and down. But mean people on the internet and social changes cause plane to drag. So basically, I am the drag of the airplane. Not just me, obviously. Anyone else who's ever said anything against Scentsy, anyone who refuses to support Scentsy because of its business model, we are all the drag here.
And in the last 5 or so years, while there are certainly some changes at Scentsy that may have decreased the efficiency of the wing, least of which was Heidi and I leaving for 3 years, which we appreciate your grace in allowing us to go.
Okay, yeah, they went on a mission trip, by the way. Is he saying that them leaving to go on the mission trip is what really ultimately has caused Scentsy to fail? He's like throwing, what's that other guy's name? Dan Orchard, I think. Is he because he was leading the company while Heidi and Orville were on their mission trip. Are you throwing Dan Orchard under the bus right now and being like, we left and shit got really fucked up for Scentsy? And it's all Dan's fault. Dan is the drag. Dan is here, by the way. He's about to come on the stage like Orville. Not a good look, brother.
And there are certainly changes that we've made in how much energy many of you, or there's change in how much energy you have been putting into your business. We can't understate how dramatically the air in which you have been flying your Scentsy business has changed. I think the external drag has a far greater impact than we realize. The good news is that if we know the problem, we have clues about how to solve it.
I'm gonna say this right here so that when it comes up, you'll know what I mean. I think the changes that they're making are actually very smart for Scentsy. Their motive is to bring in more young people into Scentsy because if young people aren't on board, then there isn't very much momentum behind a company like this. So they are making changes to try to make that happen, but the changes are ultimately going to hurt the distributors in the long run. I'm sorry, but like Gen Z, they are very much aware of how nasty MLMs are. They know and they don't fuck with them. I don't see how you can really change young people's minds. You're never gonna, I mean, not that I'm a young person, I'm in my mid-30s, but like you're never gonna change my mind. I have seen the dangers of MLM. I have seen the harm they cause to people, to finances, to families. There is nothing that you can ever say to convince me that the structure in which they operate, in my opinion, is a good thing and is something that we should all be jumping into. As long as I'm here, I'm going to make sure that everyone is aware of why I think these companies are not worth jumping into. And there's an entire movement that's dedicated to that same outcome. We'll get into it more, but like ultimately what Orville's saying is like, we have a strategy to kind of change people's minds, because that's what he's talking about now, right? He's saying that the entire industry is struggling because there's all this bad shit out there about MLMs now. For good reason, dude, for very good reason. So yeah, Scentsy gets lumped in with all of those other companies that have had documentaries made about them and who have been sued by the FTC and all that stuff. Like, they're tied in because the business model is basically the same. Scentsy is just a little more harmless with their products, like they just sell wax melts. appliance and like home good stuff. They can try to separate themselves from the industry all they want, but the only way to do that is to leave the industry, is to go retail. And we've been speculating for a few years that Scentsy is really trying that out. I ultimately think that they are still on that path to just kind of trying to figure out how to keep their heads above water. But I think they also know that if they were to do away with consultants, they would lose a lot of business because the distributors are the customers. In Scentsy, not as much as others, but still, yeah. I think Scentsy has more outside customers than a lot of other MLMs, but that isn't saying much because most MLMs don't have a lot of outside customers at all. The Scentsy kind of has its nose in a lot of kind of different markets and demographics and stuff. So I don't know. I guess what I'm saying is that you're not going to change people's minds about MLM. It's my duty to get in their ear first ahead of you guys. So that's what I'm trying to do.
The good news is that if we know the problem, we have clues about how to solve it. And the forces that have been working against us can be turned to work for us with small yet meaningful changes. To really understand the era we are in, we need to talk about a concept called social proof.
He goes off about this social proof thing for a while, so I'll give you the TLDR also, so you don't have to sit and listen to him babble about it.
Then I'll explain, using social proof, why some of these last few years have seemed so difficult. All with the intent to maximize the lift you get from the effort you put in.
The lift that your distributors get, or the lift that you get? Because I'm thinking, in my opinion, that ultimately what you're going to end up doing is what's best for Scentsy and not what's best for your distributors. I think Orville wants to keep his head above water. I think he wants to keep his business, and he's trying to solve that puzzle.
Now, social proof is one of those concepts that seems simple on its surface. Basically, people copy other people. It's fundamentally about how humans determine what is true, safe, valuable, or desirable when they lack complete information. Social proof is the tendency for people to determine what is correct by observing what other people think, believe, and do.
So basically what you're saying, Orville, is that social proof is monkey see, monkey do.
When we believe others know something that we don't, we tend to believe and behave like them. We also tend to believe and behave like others because we want their acceptance and wish to avoid rejection.
So social proof is also trying to fit in with the crowd and not thinking for yourself and acting on your best interests and just going with the crowd, essentially being a lemming. Oh, okay. This is really good advice, Orville. Keep going.
How can I know what is true if I cannot verify everything myself? Humans simply cannot investigate every decision independently.
Is he saying here that, like, you can't talk shit about Scentsy unless you've tried it? He's saying, like, don't listen to what everyone says, that, like, all this bad stuff about Scentsy, don't listen to any of it because you know the truth, because you're involved in it. This is Orville standing up on a stage being like, don't believe all the bullshit, don't believe all the negative stuff. And he's saying that right after being like, just do what the crowds do. Follow what everyone else does. What a shitty way to live, man. How about start thinking for yourself and make your own decisions based on evidence and actual freaking reality? How's that? Because the reality is that a lot of people who have been involved with Scentsy in the past are pretty pissed off at you right now, Orville. They feel like they've been shafted, dude. Scentsy has been pissing off a lot of its loyal consultants for a few years now. And instead of changing all those things that are pissing people off, mostly just being an MLM company in general, they're like, no, we can't change that. So we're gonna try to keep the one most toxic trait about our company, but then we'll like build up some other structures over here to try to like, hey, look over here.
Look over there!
Instead, we rely on testimony, reputation, tradition, authority, or the observation of others. Social proof is therefore a shortcut for our brains. Rather than asking, is this true, which is very difficult to determine, we often ask, do enough trustworthy people believe it is true? Individuals who copied successful behaviors survived, and human societies evolved to assume if many people are doing something successfully, there's probably a reason. That instinct remains today. We look to others when we are uncertain.
The way he thinks that this applies to Scentsy is pretty wild because, I mean, I would have to look at their income disclosure statement again. But MLMs as a whole, up to 99% of people who join multi-level marketing companies either lose money or break even. They don't actually make money. You got the top 1% that makes any profit at all. That's, of course, after including all the money that they spend on product, on inventory. Scentsy is a big inventory company where people like to do a lot of like home parties, or they'll go to fairs and have booths and set up and stuff there. So you have to have inventory to do that kind of stuff. Not every Scentsy person does that. Not every Scentsy person throws parties, but you know what I'm saying? Like, there's more risk involved when you're going to play it that way. And it's not a necessity with Scentsy, but it is something that can get people in trouble financially. But he's also kind of trying to suggest that, like, hey, Scentsy is so successful and that's why people keep joining, because they can see the success. Where though? And also the whole thing that's like the whole not being able to verify things. It's like, usually when I talk about a situation, I have enough proof to bring to you to prove the truth, to tell the story the way that it actually happened. There's really no convincing that I have to do to any of you guys. Like, the proof is in the pudding, dude. The way he's talking about it is kind of like all of our haters are just lying. You guys all know the truth because you're here in the organization. Don't listen to them. They don't know what they're talking about because they've never been in Scentsy. It's weird logic.
When we don't know what to think, or when we want to fit in, or we want to protect our reputation. There are also different forms of social proof. Crowd proof, you'll hear 1 million customers, or McDonald's famously, billions and billions served. Quantity itself serves as proof.
Okay, that doesn't make McDonald's good or good for you. Financially, sure, like McDonald's is always gonna be one of the top fast food chains in the world, sure. So financially, yeah, there's some financial proof that being a McDonald's franchisee could be a good idea. But like survival-wise, it's just killing all of us. Honestly, like McDonald's is terrible for you. So I guess the term social proof doesn't necessarily have to apply to all aspects of a business or idea. Only one. And with McDonald's, it's definitely the financial one.
There's expert proof. You'll hear doctor formulated, right? All the time, appealing to an expert. There's celebrity proof. If cool people use it, why can't I?
This is a freaking logical fallacy. This is an appeal to authority. I forget what the other one is with celebrities. Hi, editing Savannah here. It has a few names, but it could either be the bandwagon fallacy, argumentum ad populum, or appeal to popularity, or even appeal to celebrity. That can be a thing too. To suggest that something is good because a lot of people are doing it, or something is good because cool people are doing it, this is a logical fallacy. I don't know. Where are you going with this, Orville?
Perhaps the strongest form of social proof is peer proof. People like me use it. Now there's friend proof. My friend recommended it, and this is among the most persuasive because trust already exists between friends. There is user-generated proof, which includes authentic photos, videos, reviews, and testimonials. We often rely on crowd proof. These are average ratings, rankings, or bestseller lists. And social proof might hit differently in different demographics because we also use what's called wisdom of similar others proof. In other words, we tend to believe people matching our age, our location, our profession, our religion, or our interests.
Okay, well, maybe we shouldn't do that because not every demographic is right about things. Sorry, but a lot of older generations are not making smart decisions right now with a lot of aspects of their lives, honestly. You want to talk about, oh, everyone in my religion is doing this one thing. It's just like, see, that just adds more onto the whole cult thing. Like, all my friends are joining Scentsy, I guess I should too. Well, it's a pretty saturated market then if everyone you know is already in it, so it's probably not a good idea.
Historically, direct selling has depended upon local social proof through home parties, neighborhood referrals, church networks, social community or school communities, or seeing products in friends' homes. Customers got social proof that those products would be good for them. You consultants have always been the social proof.
He is right, though. And I will say, like, I previously, back in my MLM days, I had bought Scentsy before, too. Actually, one of my old coworkers years ago gifted me one for, I think it was Secret Santa for Christmas one year, a warmer with some wax melts. And I didn't know what it was, and I was like, cool, this is great. But it's because that person knew, I think, like, their daughter or daughter's friend or something was selling Scentsy, and so they bought one for me for my Secret Santa gift or whatever it was. I didn't know any of that, so I just was like, okay, this is cool, thanks. And then I did use it. And then when I joined MLM later down the road, I was like, oh, Scentsy, I've used that before. And so I found a Scentsy distributor and bought from them because my idea was that we're two MLMers supporting each other. Like, I'll buy from you, you buy from me. They never bought from me. They got sales out of me and then they said, bye. Coming from that past experience, I can say that while, yes, some of the warmers are very, 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 very overpriced, and a lot of that has to do with like the brands they partner with and stuff like that, they do have some that are fairly cheap. Their wax melts really aren't that expensive. They're not one of those MLMs that's just like way too expensive to even consider supporting, but the wax melts work as intended. They're fine. I just found that I like candles better. I've always liked candles better, so I burn candles and I don't do wax melts. If wax melts are more your style, then like, yeah, what I'm basically trying to say is that Scentsy doesn't have like a shit product like a lot of MLMs do. The product does what it says it's gonna do, and if you want to go about it the cheap way, you just don't buy their collaborations with like Disney and Care Bear and stuff, because all of that is obviously gonna be priced up because they had to pay for licensing and stuff like that. But other than that, like, I mean, Scentsy is not one of those companies that just like the product is shit, you know? So they at least have that going for them, and I could see having a wax warmer going and it being like a particularly cute one and the smell smells good and a friend walks into the house and goes, oh, what is that delightful smell? Oh, it's that thing? That's cool. I want one of those. But the obsessive overconsumption of Scentsy products almost completely comes from the consultants.
Where the challenges come when you get outside of those local networks for local social proof. Now, we have some great examples of social proof in Scentsy's history. Do you remember back when every Scentsy consultant had a window sticker on the back windshield? And every shopper at every grocery store walked past multiple Scentsy consultants' cars, and every time she said, people who live by me and shop with me are making money selling Scentsy. What was their conclusion? Scentsy is a viable business that some of my neighbors are proud representing. What happened when everybody took the stickers off the back of their car? When a Scentsy booth is at every festival, every fair, every stall, every show, every market, from Scotland to Australia, people conclude that there are lots of people in their town that must like Scentsy because they always see it at a Scentsy, they always see a Scentsy booth. When dozens of consultants are competing for Google ads and placing Facebook ads, people conclude Scentsy must be doing well, or they wouldn't be wasting their time and money buying ads.
I just think he's totally off on this. I think that this logic doesn't work, because when I see MLM distributors paying their own money to advertise their MLM business on Facebook and Google, which first of all, most MLMs, as far as I know, don't even let you do that. But anyway, apparently Scentsy does. But when I see that, my first thought is, wow, their business must not be doing very well if they're having to resort to buying Facebook and Google ads. You know, if I'm walking through a parking lot and I see 7 cars with Scentsy decals on it, I'm gonna go, damn, that is an oversaturated market. Who are they selling to? If that many people in my neighborhood are consultants, then I probably shouldn't also become a consultant myself, because there's already so much competition with these other people who are already in it, you know? Like, the logic is incorrect.
When Disney, the NFL, Coca-Cola partner with Scentsy, it must be a good brand to partner with.
Now that makes sense, because those are very big, popular brands. Now, personally, I think that Disney constantly partnering with Scentsy is really unfortunate. I don't think it's at Disneyland. I think it's at Disney World, but they have like Scentsy booths and stuff there, like retail booths. They're not run by a consultant or anything like that. But, you know, the amount of people who pour in and out of Disney World every single year, walking through like Epcot Center and finding a Scentsy booth and being like, oh, this is cool. It just opens the door. Like, for them, yes, good for Scentsy. That is good for their business. But I think it's misleading, because yeah, you find out that you have to be an independent consultant to sell these beloved Disney scents. And if you're a Disney adult, you're like, hell yeah, I want these in my house all the time. And I'm gonna get a discount if I join as a consultant. Like, that makes sense. But the thing is that I feel like if that is your logic behind joining, I think it's flawed logic. logic. Because also you have to take into account, like, all these Disney branded items at Scentsy, they're really expensive, and like maybe people will buy one of those warmers, but every time there's a new release of a new Disney character or something, they're not gonna go buy all of them unless you're like really deep into Scentsy. But most normal people would be like, I'll buy one wax warmer. And yeah, you have to keep buying wax for it, but also you don't have to use Scentsy wax in Scentsy wax warmers. Like, you can buy wax at Walmart or like anywhere else really and use that wax in any Scentsy wax warmer.
Moves that we have made over the years were our efforts to harness social proof in your favor. And for many years, that social proof gave you an irrational lift.
Oh, irrational? So he went through and admitted that all of those things that he just said, he's like, those were irrational. Okay, well, I'm glad he at least understands that, because the logic behind all that wasn't logicking, and he is here to admit it.
But lately, it seems like social proof has turned on us a little bit. To understand why, we have to be honest about how the world has changed. And the last few years have not been kind to direct selling.
It's not that the world has changed, it's that the bullshittery in the MLM industry is on full display now, and no one's letting these companies get away with it anymore. Their world has changed because the world in which they operate their business isn't being very nice to them anymore. The actual world hasn't changed. It's just, we're onto your shit now. We found out how much of a freaking grift MLMs can be, and we're holding people accountable. I wouldn't necessarily say that that is a sign of the world changing. That's just the result of education and knowledge, you know? Once you know about a company that's doing something terrible, you don't want to support them anymore.
Now, we have to acknowledge that COVID was crazy, right?
Yes.
When the world went into lockdown, people spent twice as much time at home where our products are consumed. Most places to spend money were closed. We weren't. Social media was where everyone connected. We were all on social media. Governments were giving subsidies to people to keep the economy moving. This was a once-in-a-lifetime tailwind for our jet.
Correct. But the subsidies that he's talking about, is he talking about how they were like granting like checks to businesses who needed help staying afloat during, what were those called, PPP loans or whatever? Orville and Heidi could have taken them for Scentsy. Maybe they did. I don't know if they did. But it wasn't meant for like individual distributors. Some MLM distributors did take them, and then they got in a lot of trouble.
Every bit of your effort was magnified by that tailwind.
Yeah,
Many direct selling companies did well.
he's correct.
Millions of people joined direct sellings because they had time and nothing else to do.
And because a lot of jobs, like we had 30% unemployment rate during COVID. A lot of people lost their jobs and were desperate for money. So yeah, they all jumped on the MLM train. So this is correct. And it's interesting because it's different between each company. Like, I've heard leaders in other MLMs, I can't remember which ones exactly, but I've heard them be like, we couldn't keep up with the supply chain and we had all this growth but nowhere to go and all this stuff, which is also true. Ultimately, I think COVID, like when lockdowns happened, when COVID initially happened and everything was closed and people were losing their jobs and stuff, yes, the MLM industry freaking boomed. But now that everything kind of settled again, a lot of these companies that invested in bigger warehouses and more of a manufacturing team and all this stuff, well, their sales start going back down. And now they're like, well, I have all these assets I don't need anymore, and we can't pay for them because we're not bringing in all that income anymore. So it's just interesting to hear Orville acknowledge this. Yes, Orville is correct. But a lot of other MLMs were just like, oh, COVID really messed us up. It's like, COVID got you more distributors than ever before in history.
Many flooded social media with very cringy posts that caught the attention of advocacy groups like Truth in Advertising or
Yep.
government regulators like the FTC.
Yep.
Podcasts critical of direct selling started to popularize the takedown.
He's talking about Jay Marie's podcast. What was it called? The Dream? Yeah, he's talking about that.
On YouTube
Oh, hi.
and anti-MLM sentiment.
Hey!
The documentary Lula Rich, which was very negative toward the industry, was seen by millions.
Yup.
At the same time, TikTok came out and said, we don't accept any multi-level marketing companies.
Yeah, they did say that, and it is still on their terms and conditions. They just don't enforce it anymore, or they never did. I think Facebook did the same thing. My understanding is that Facebook is still a little more heavy-handed, at least, with all that. That's why all these people stream on TikTok and not so much on Facebook, because if Facebook catches wind of them using the platform to sell multi-level marketing products, then they will put them in Facebook jail. I think that's why they have all their like private groups and stuff on Facebook, like because people can't go and like report what they're doing because it's like all private.
Brands like Rodan and Fields and Beachbody started a trend for socially sensitive brands to distance themselves from direct selling.
Oh, so now it's a trend. These companies were like, actually this whole MLM thing, not a good look for us anymore. We're going to pivot. And now Orville's like, they started a trend. All the MLMs followed suit, which is true. A lot of MLMs have been shutting down over the past few years. And yes, Rodan and Fields and Beachbody, I know Pure Romance was another one that distanced itself from the MLM. Like, honestly, it left a lot of people pissed off, a lot of, former consultants pissed off, but ultimately is probably the best thing for their business. Because, I mean, I still personally wouldn't support those brands just because of the history there, and I'm just stubborn, but, like, you could ultimately say they're not a schmear-mid schmeem anymore, so I guess they can have my money again. Because, like I've said, there are MLMs that have decent products, and Scentsy is one of them. If Scentsy were to ditch the MLM side of things, I think more people who are anti-MLM probably would be more willing to then buy from Scentsy, because they wouldn't be an MLM anymore. But it would ultimately be bad for their revenue, because most of the revenue comes from their distributors. So if you get rid of distributors, maybe for a while they'll keep buying. They'll go, well, I still love Scentsy and I need their products in my life, so I'm gonna still keep buying. But it won't last forever. They'll find another source of income. They'll find another company to join. They'll find something else to support themselves with, and Scentsy will fall by the wayside. And I think they know this. So when Orville talks about, like, we're figuring out how to solve these puzzles, like, I think this is what he's talking about. He's like, do we get rid of distributors? Or do we keep them and just like kind of subvert their attention elsewhere? I think that's what they're trying to do, and I don't see it working for them long term anyway.
None of this had any connection to Scentsy. We weren't making cringy income claims.
Yes, you were.
We weren't.
Oh my God, yes, you were. Stop it. Honestly, you're going to tell me that no Scentsy person has ever made an income claim? Stop it right now. I guarantee I could Google it and find it. Oh my God. BBBnationalprograms.org, the Direct Selling Self-Regulatory Council, in January of this year, 2026, sent an inquiry to Scentsy saying they were going to be monitoring earnings claims within the company. Yeah, and there's 12 examples here. It says image attached to post, but I don't think it has all those on here. I just searched Scentsy Payday on, oh my God, 3 hours ago, bitch, stop it. Okay, hold on. I'm showing this to you guys. 3 hours ago, Amanda Deslate need money? Scentsy said, hold my beer, we got you. You no longer have to wait till payday. Get your personal commissions paid instantly right after your orders close. And then she has a picture here of her commissions. Available commissions, $2,300. And she just straight up posted that. You know what people see? Like, anyone who doesn't know how MLMs work, they would see this and be like, damn, she joined an MLM and she's making $2,300 a month? Damn, that seems pretty awesome. Here we go, June 9th. It's Scentsy Payday. It means various things to every consultant. Side hustle, spending extra money for summer. You don't have to start something. Here's your sign. Because I yapped about money. Okay, this is probably their income disclosure statement, so at least she did that. But this is crazy because she's like, it's Scentsy Payday, and then it's like, you got your payday from Scentsy and bought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boxes worth of Scentsy shit. That's what you're doing with your Scentsy payday? You're just buying more Scentsy? Great. Oh, here we go, June 9th. Yeah, the same freaking day, this girl posted the same thing. Scentsy can provide ice cream with the kids, gas, start savings for Christmas. So, long story short, the reason I brought all that up is to be like, hey, Orville, you're full of shit. Your distributors make plenty of cringy income claims. I found one from 3 hours ago. So don't try to say like, oh, we're not like them. Yeah, maybe the FTC didn't send you a warning letter to tell you to stop whatever, but Direct Selling Self-Regulatory Council certainly sent you a little notice about that. I'm sure Truth in Advertising has a lot to say about that. Anyway, just calling Orville out on his bullshit.
We weren't getting extensions and telling people our shampoo grew out our hair. We weren't promising essential oils could cure disease.
Dude, the way there's like people in the audience are freaking laughing because he just called out Monet and Young Living and doTERRA. And the hair thing is crazy because he clocked them so hard. The whole we're not getting extensions and then saying that our shampoo grew out our hair. Yeah, because that's what the Monet girlies do. That's what they've always done. We've seen it so much, dude. You definitely can't make a health claim about, nope, you know what? Fuck it. Yes, you can, and I'll tell you why. A lot of these wickless candle girlies try to say that candles are dangerous when they're burning in your house because it's like releasing all these terrible cancerous chemicals into the air and blah, 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 which may or may not be true. I don't know. I take everything these people say with a grain of salt. I'm sure it's not as bad as they try to say it is, but they definitely will say that Scentsy is a healthier alternative because you're not breathing in all the smoke from candles, like as if they let off a shitload of smoke. They also like to say, you know, you'll never burn your house down with Scentsy, but look at all these scary videos of candles burning people's houses down. Well, okay, Scentsy uses an electrical outlet, so any sort of electrical disturbance could cause a fire with a wax warmer too. So, I mean, I guess it's not an open flame, so it's not as likely, but it could still happen. Not that I don't think the burning your house down thing is a health claim really, but they do the thing where it's like it's unhealthy to burn candles. It's not like people during COVID were saying, hey, if you burn candles during COVID, you're gonna get COVID, or saying that Scentsy cures COVID or anything. Like no one was saying that, so he's right about that.
But that didn't matter. The air we were flying through got a lot more dense. Mm-hmm. Remember, we rely on social proof when we feel that others have information we lack. When we're uncertain, we look to see which restaurant has the most customers. We look for the expert reviews when we put something in or on our bodies. We look for a testimonial of a trusted friend before we go see a movie. When the tailwind of COVID became a headwind, consultants stopped looking out the windshield to where they were going and started looking out the side windows to see what everyone else was doing. What did you see? Company after company distancing itself from direct selling.
No, because like that was the right move. That was the ethical move. That was the moral move. And that was the move to shift into where the public attitude towards MLMs was going. That was the smart business move, really. I mean, what is Body still operating? Yeah, they have a lot of like asterisks and stuff at the very bottom of their website now. It seems like they do still have their affiliate program, which by the way, I don't have an issue with affiliate programs as long as there's no recruiting involved. Rodan and Fields is still popping. Rodan and Fields doesn't have a way to sign up to be a consultant anymore, but they do still have consultants. So like they grandfathered in all their consultants, I guess. Anyway, like they can't recruit anymore, so it's probably just another affiliate program. Scentsy could definitely go down the affiliate route too. It's just, it always affects the top 1%, the people who are making all of their income off of recruiting a team and building a team and training a team. All of their money comes from the team's orders and their sales and everything that their downline does. They just get paid for all of that. Like that all goes away. And so that's when the top 1% gets fucked over. But really, I mean, I don't see a problem with anyone sharing an affiliate link because you're not recruiting, you're sharing a link and you're saying, okay, well, if you want it, here's the link to buy it and I'll get some commission. Bye. And there's no like, hey, join my team. Don't you want to change your life? You know, if there's none of that, because no one's doing that because it doesn't matter to them if people sign up as consultants anymore because it's not like they're joining their downline. There's no downline left to join.
Scentsy laying people off or loved Scentsy employees choosing to leave. We changed the catalog. Product availability became less certain. In truth, those other companies left direct selling to cash out on the value their consultants built over COVID.
I mean, honestly, yeah, probably. They cashed out before they went under. So, I mean, you can call it a trend all you want, but really, I don't think it was a trend. I think it was a smart business choice on their end anyway. Because look, like you've got Rodan and Fields and Body at least still being able to operate with affiliates and keep their head above water instead of just having to close down entirely.
Our laying off employees was because we tripled in size over COVID and no longer needed those people. People left for personal reasons. Tariffs and supply chain constraints made it impossible for us to predict where products were going to be.
And that's the thing about tariffs, is that y'all voted for them. Not every consultant voted for them, but I would wager to say that a vast majority of United States Scentsy consultants voted for those tariffs. And now they're getting fucked over by them. How'd that work out for you? Now y'all are worried about Scentsy keeping its head above water, and that's because of your vote. Great job!
And catalog changes and supply chain disruptions had nothing to do with the viability of Scentsy or your business. But each of those things could be explained with nothing more than the normal course of business. And in years past, in a different social environment, those things happened without anybody ever paying attention. But because there was now an entire industry of YouTubers attacking the industry, and the company that had a downline, and any company that had a downline, and consultants were feeling the sting of sales and team size returning to normal after COVID, those things were framed differently.
I never framed anything differently than, because I've been covering anti-MLM stuff since before COVID. But when COVID happened, yeah, for sure, it was a big boom and a steep drop off for sure. And us in the anti-MLM movement had to do a lot of work to make sure that our voices were louder than their consultants. And we did. We kept that shit up and caused a lot of distrust against these companies for good reason, because we weren't framing it any sort of way. We were framing it as what was happening, what the truth was. I started being anti-MLM after leaving the second MLM I was involved in. I felt like I had been lied to, and I felt like my experience in Lime Life by Alcone was not what was pitched to me to be. And so I found the anti-MLM subreddit, and then I started making YouTube videos. I was already making YouTube videos, just like no one was watching them, because it was like all makeup tutorials, and I'm not really that great at makeup, so that's why no one watched them. I was also using my Lime Life by Alcone makeup in those tutorials because I thought that that would be a good way to make sales, but then eventually I realized I had been misled, and that's when I kind of just started making anti-MLM content. No, you know what? Actually, the first really big one, the first deep dive I ever did was my Young Living deep dive, because I got into an argument on Facebook with someone who was a Young Living distributor. That was right after I had left Limelight, and I'm like, oh, you're in one of these companies too? And they were like, I don't remember, I think they were making some income claims, and I was like, oh really? Like, I was questioning them about it, and they got really defensive and mean, and so I started Googling Young Living, and then all the things about Young Living, and the baby killing, and the and the grandpa killing, and all the other shit, the chicken blood, and the all the things that I uncovered. Yeah, that's why I uncovered all that shit about Young Living. And then once I did that, I was like, I bet every MLM has some crazy story. And then I just kept going with it and researching, and then COVID happened, and that's when I had to really start just doing kind of more reaction content, kind of like this, holding these companies accountable. Because once those floodgates are open and you realize what kind of people are running these companies and what kind of morals and ethics their companies run on, you can't just look away from that. So yeah, you want to say I was framing things a certain way? No, we were just reporting on the facts, dude. I feel like I can say that for most anti-MLM YouTubers and creators in general. No one was framing things a certain way. We were just reporting on what was going on. And yeah, a lot of us had a lot of snarky opinions about it, but opinions isn't a way to frame something. I'm just throwing my opinion on top of things that are happening. Like, that's all that was going on. But okay, yeah, we were just, suddenly COVID happened and we just framed things wrong. No, my anti-MLM content has been around since before COVID, but okay, nice try, Orville.
Now, fortunately, the headwinds that have started to subside, and strategies are now available to us to harness social proof in our favor once again. Just because some people were critical of direct selling, and because cringy elements within direct selling took center stage for a while and brought on backlash.
I mean, it was part of the backlash, but that's not where all the backlash came from. Come on, don't play dumb.
That doesn't mean people stopped wanting great fragrance.
No, but there's like so many other companies that also sell wax melts, and wax warmers. They're probably cheaper too, honestly. And so people were like, I do want one of those, but I don't want to support an MLM, so I'm going to buy with a different company. And that's what happened. But sure, Orville, play the victim and pretend like you guys never had anything to do with any of this. Like, please.
People did not stop wanting to make money on their terms. People did not stop wanting to find a community. People did not stop wanting to partner with brands they trust and people they like. Those things still exist, and Scentsy is perfectly positioned to provide that for those who miss it.
Those opportunities definitely do still exist, but people aren't turning to MLM for that. There's other ways to do it, dude. There's other opportunities. I mean, even just affiliate, dude, it doesn't have to be MLM. And I think what Orville is kind of misunderstanding is that he really thinks that, like, oh, we were just like dragged along for the ride with everyone else. So, like, we never really did anything wrong. I beg to differ. And he's going to be trying all these new marketing strategies and all these things to try to get them back on the map and back in people's good graces. And I don't think that's gonna work out for them until they drop the MLM shit. People don't want to be pestered to join anyone's team. They still don't want to go to Scentsy parties because they know they're gonna be pestered to make purchases. They're gonna be, tried to be convinced to join a team. Like, they don't want to do that because people know what these parties are now.
The way forward for Scentsy is, once again, provide social proof that we are an option for anyone who loves fragrance and home decor. Anyone who wants.
That lady is like, the way she looks like she's crying. She's like, look at her.
To make money on their own terms. Anybody who's looking for a supportive and loving and fun community.
Okay, but that's another thing, is that this isn't on anyone's own terms. They have to still follow Scentsy's terms and conditions. Otherwise, you'll kick them to the curb, dude. This isn't income on their own terms. There are rules that they have to follow. There are things that they have to do, words they have to say or not say. This is not on their own terms. They don't get to set the prices. They don't get to set any of that stuff. They have no say in what they'll be selling next, what kind of collabs are coming up, what kind of scents they're gonna be coming out with. Like, they don't have any control over that. So it's not on their own terms. It's on Scentsy's terms. They get to create their own schedule, I guess, if they're making enough money to support themselves that way.
But to do that, we must be where social proof is being created. The social proof question when we started was, does my neighbor sell Scentsy? Now customers increasingly ask, do people on TikTok or Instagram or YouTube use this? Is this available on Amazon? What are people saying on Reddit? What used to be organic reach on Facebook is now pay-to-play brand deals between brands and platforms because algorithms have fundamentally changed and taken away your organic reach.
That is
because these
true.
platforms know they can make money, and they can't make money giving you free social proof.
Mm-hmm.
What used to be a Google search for home fragrance is now a query on ChatGPT. What is the best fragrance option for a bathroom? If we don't get ahead of these trends, ChatGPT will not even consider Scentsy an option. Why? Because Scentsy is nowhere to be found where those AI systems are looking for social proof.
I mean, if you are making decisions for your life based on what an AI bot tells you to do, you're already too far gone, man. You already don't make the best decisions. Listen, AI can be useful in very particular ways, but the people who use AI to chat with all day, to ask every question, instead of like Googling and doing research for themselves, they just ask ChatGPT. Like, no, you're going down a really steep slope there, bud. But I mean, I guess he is right. There really needs to be, see, here's the thing, is that I think a lot of these companies are investing in like AI things, like things to make them more AI friendly, I guess. But I do think that ultimately, eventually, while we're not at this place yet, hopefully eventually we will be, because this is getting out of control, but I think eventually there's going to be some kind of legislation that comes out that's going to rein AI in a bit. And all these companies that are sitting here and like investing in AI, they might lose money on that, If this is what your strategy is right now, because you're not foreseeing that there's going to eventually be something to rein AI in, because it has to. It's literally destroying the world. Eventually, we're going to get someone in power who knows and understands this and is going to put some restrictions on it, as it should be. The amount of misinformation that's causing people to make terrible decisions in their lives because the ChatGPT bot told them to do it. Like, I mean, it is a public safety risk at this point. And right now, the people running this country don't give a shit about public safety risk. They just care about the money they're making from it. And they don't care how many brains they fucking break and how many environmental issues they cause in places like here. Hello, I'm in Arizona. We have like dozens of data centers out here that require a ton of water. And we're in a 30-year drought, dude. Like a really intense drought. It's scary. Like, it is scary how much of a drought we're in. And we're just like, hey, here's a good place for AI shit. Like, Eventually, something is going to come about that's going to take this AI shit down, or at least restrict it a lot. It sounds to me like Orville's like, we got to get ahead of all this AI stuff. It's like, okay, well, if you're going to invest all this money right now in, future AI endeavors, I don't see it working out for you, because in my heart of hearts and my soul, I believe that eventually something's gonna have to happen with AI that's gonna make it not so in control of everyone's fucking lives. But until that happens, yeah, sure, you'll make more money if you can get ahead of the whole AI thing. Investing in ways to make you more searchable on Chat GPT, like, fine, yeah, go for it. See how that works for you long term. Oh, Forbes reported on it. AI costs more than the people it replaced. Yeah, there's a whole Forbes article about it that just came out a few weeks ago. Most of these companies that laid off hundreds of thousands of workers and replaced them with AI customer service bots and stuff, the idea was that they would save money if they didn't have to pay workers' wages. They would just have AI. Well, it turns out that the AI bots are actually costing them more money than if they had just kept their employees, and now they're rehiring a lot of the people that they let go. And this is a thing that's happening already. This is already happening. AI is just destroying fucking everything it touches, honestly.
They can't get into your head and say, do your customers trust you? They have to use technology. So we have to be where technology is, or we will be blind to them. Now, if we get ahead of these changes coming, we can heavily influence the air we fly through, which will maximize the power of your efforts. If we don't embrace the new world of how brands are discovered and trust is built, the negative stories will dominate and continue to be headwind that we have to fight through.
I mean, quite honestly, if you guys are going to really buckle down and do this AI shit, I think you're going to get more negative stories out of it, because I think a lot of public pressure is being put on AI. None of us want to call a company and have to chat with an AI bot. So yeah, if you're gonna keep up with the AI shit, I think that's just gonna be more negative impact stories that are gonna come out against you. Honestly, as far as that goes, that's job security for me. Go for it.
Now, let me give you some examples. A creator demonstrating a warmer to thousands of viewers may not directly convert every viewer. In fact, there's no possible way she converts every viewer.
There's no possible way that thousands of people are organically watching someone put wax in a warmer. Where is that happening? And if it is happening, it's probably the top 1% upline of everybody, and everyone watching them is members of their downlines. That's not organic reach. Those are people who are already in your organization. It doesn't take that much time to show how a wax warmer works. You can't do a whole live stream being like, let me demonstrate how this wax warmer works. Boop. And then what? They just stand there and look pretty for a little bit? No, that's not happening.
Now, we don't need every consultant to be a TikTok creator talking about Scentsy 24/7. Just like we don't need every consultant buying Google ads or doing fairs and shows. What we need is a coordinated effort to get enough exposure where the customers who are most likely to need the products and opportunities Scentsy offers, where they are seeking the validation to consider your offer to buy or to partner with you.
Yeah. I don't think it works this way. I really don't. I think Orville's just kind of talking out of his butt.
Our goal is, and always has been, to increase your dollar earned per hour that you spend working on your Scentsy business.
You know how you could do that? You could raise their commissions. That's one really easy way to do it.
That's how we define lift. Your income per dollar spent.
Per dollar spent? Excuse me. Are you saying that people in Scentsy need to be spending dollars to make dollars? I mean, he said the quiet part out loud here. This is literally him just being like, yeah, the distributors are the customers, man. You gotta be a product of the product. You have to buy warmers and boxes of wax melts if you ever want to be successful. And then when you're buying all that stuff, don't worry, you'll be making that money back because you're so dedicated. And I was like, what?
No, your dollar per hour spent. Your income per hour spent. We want that to go up. That's
Oh, was that a Freudian slip? Hold on, we're rewinding.
to increase your dollar earned per hour that you spend working on your Scentsy business. That's how we define lift. Your income per dollar spent. No, your dollar per hour spent. Your income per hour spent.
It was a Freudian slip. Great job, Warville. He really slipped up there. That was bad.
We want that to go up. That's lift.
See his face?
When
Oh my God, he knows he fucked up so bad. But he's right, though. When he said the Freudian slip was the quiet part out loud. Dude, Orville. Cotton, well, I was gonna say 4K, but this live stream is like 360p. Cotton 360p. Orville, meh.
Now, to help me share with you our plan to harness social proof
Here it comes.
in your favor, open new doors for you, and attract the next generation of Scentsy consultants to love our Scentsy home, please join me in welcoming back to the stage Heidi and Dan.
You heard him. He framed this already as these changes we're about to announce, these are going to be good for you. I'm here to tell you, no the fuck they're not.
All right.
Good job.
Hey, I just want you to know the only reason I didn't get a standing ovation is because I invited you guys out.
That's good.
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, never
You're
measured
so
my
funny.
success with that.
Okay, is my mic working?
Publicly.
I just kissed my husband. Yep, we're good. Okay.
Okay.
Sort of, I kissed you. I messed up my mic is what I did. So, I am so excited to finally be able to talk through these changes with you. In fact, I've been looking forward to it all week. So,
Longer than that.
let's start with TikTok Shop. TikTok Shop has become one of the biggest platforms where customers discover new brands. Beginning this fall, Scentsy will have a TikTok Shop in the US. So when you meet Scentsy's and TikTok Shop's criteria, you can sell on TikTok Shop. So this is not about replacing you or replacing the ways that you have built your business. It's about adding another door into Scentsy.
Okay, so she's saying that to quell tensions here. Remember earlier when I was saying that the changes they're making, I think, will be good for Scentsy, but not for the distributors. This is what I'm talking about because, yes, TikTok is a platform where there's a lot of young people who maybe haven't been able to hear the message, hear the great word of the anti-MLM movement. But they're always in TikTok Shop. They're always on TikTok. If they can grasp the attention of a young person, of a Gen Z or Gen Alpha person, before the anti-MLM movement does, then they can probably get some sales out of it, yes. And maybe some of those sales might convert to joining as a consultant. That's the theory there, and I see where they're going with it. The thing they're not understanding is that I don't think that young people are down to fuck with this shit. But also, one sale on a TikTok Shop is going to take that sale away from a distributor. Now, they are saying that if you meet certain guidelines and with Scentsy and with TikTok, then they themselves will then let you also be a TikTok seller. It doesn't look like there's like a follower requirement to sell on TikTok Shop. However, in order to live stream on TikTok, you have to have 1,000 followers. I'm seeing there are ways to work around that follower requirement, but here's the thing, it would be really hard for someone who's just posting about Scentsy and just trying to sell Scentsy on their TikTok. They're not going to get 1,000 followers, dude. Unless they're the top 1% with a big downline, they're all going to follow them there. They'll easily get into the TikTok Shop and make sales that way. But also, you have to consider, because what they're saying is that Scentsy itself as a brand is also going to have their own TikTok Shop. So, I mean, that's going to be the first on anyone's search query, you know? The brand itself, you're going to go to their TikTok Shop and you're going to buy from them. And who gets that commission? Not a seller. It goes straight to Scentsy corporate. That's a sale that's an individual distributor is missing out on because that money just went straight to corporate.
Now, today's customers need more brand impressions before they make a purchasing decision. Marketers say Gen Z needs 11 touches with a brand before they will consider making a purchase. By contrast, baby boomers only needed 3. They want to see products.
You're right, Heidi. That is funny. Funny because it's true, but also it's just like, Puffheart. Hey, Puffheart. Are you coming up here? Oh, here she comes. She gonna come. Oh! Hi, baby kitty. Yeah. What are you doing? Anyway, Heidi is correct. This is a funny little statistic here. Huh, Pop-Tart? Okay, bye. Social media literacy and like media literacy in general doesn't exist well in the minds of older people. And it's not really their fault. They didn't grow up with the internet and having to know how to critically think about the things they see on the internet. But our generation certainly has. So no, that makes sense. Gen Z and I guess millennials too were more skeptical, which is a very good thing. Quite frankly, it's a sign of intelligence to be skeptical. So yeah, I mean, it makes sense, I guess. But as these younger generations age and the baby boomer generation ages and eventually moves on to the next life. That's really, honestly, if they don't grab a hold of the younger generations now, they're just going to lose out on their customer base over the course of the next few decades, if they are even still operating for the next few decades. I just don't see it happening for them in the way they think it's going to.
So our goal is to increase awareness, build credibility, strengthen social proof, and introduce Scentsy to a new generation of customers and future consultants.
So they're basically saying, like, we just want to get our brand name out there, and we're not going to expect anyone to ever search for it on YouTube or TikTok for that matter. You know what it sounds like to me? Like, I'm not on TikTok. I deleted that app from my phone because of who owns and operates it now. I don't want that shit on my phone. But for those of you who are still on TikTok, anti-mlm creators, I feel like this is just an incentive for us to go harder at the anti-Scentsy stuff. I'm just saying. I say we, it's not gonna be me. I'm not on TikTok. But anyone who has the opportunity to create content that is painting Scentsy in a negative light, within reason, obviously, justifiably so. Don't go out there and get yourself sued, but like, we really should be doing it. Because if this is what they're trying to do, it's just create brand recognition and get people to be like, oh, hey, I've seen that before. That sounds like a great brand to buy from. No, because if they're finding out all about it on TikTok, then TikTok needs to be the one where they're also going to find out how dangerous of an industry the MLM world is, you know? So that's my homework for those of you who are still on TikTok.
Please clap.
People are
So
like
if
hesitant.
you are interested in selling on TikTok Shop, gosh, that's like a tongue twister, you will be able to apply to become Scentsy creators. Woo! And we will provide coaching and training to help the creators build successful businesses on the platform.
When products are sold through TikTok Shop will pay the Scentsy creator commissions. We will determine the commission, which will always be less than what we pay Scentsy consultants.
So that's their whole thing, to make sure that the existing consultants that aren't going to be selling on TikTok Shop, this is how they're being like, don't worry, they'll never make more money than you doing this. That doesn't matter. What matters is that people are going to stumble across something from Scentsy on TikTok, and they're probably going to have all these ads and stuff going. We know TikTok loves to show people ads. When those ads show up and it's like, hey, buy from Scentsy, they're going to go to Scentsy's profile and Scentsy's TikTok Shop, and they're going to buy from there. That is taking sales away from their independent consultant base. And you can hear it in the audience. They're like hesitant to clap about it. They're like, I know we're supposed to be excited, but like, I don't know about this. And they shouldn't know about this because it ultimately is not good for them. I guess if you're already a creator on TikTok with a following, sure, this could be really great for you, I guess, but you're probably already pretty high up in Scentsy anyway if you already have a platform that you're selling stuff on, or at least like redirecting to your Scentsy link, you know, through your content. But that's few and far between, really, in the world of MLM.
Sales will be reported to Scentsy. After all TikTok and shipping fees are accounted for, and any additional commissions that are still remaining, and all the PRV will be credited to each consultant. So those sales can be counted as volume for awards, qualifications, bonuses, and overrides.
So all the sales qualify for all the bonuses and things that they would normally get when they're making sales through their replicated websites, but they're just getting paid less for it. And TikTok's really weird about links, so I wonder if they're doing this because like when people started trying to redirect to their Scentsy business, TikTok started not really promoting the content because it had like TikTok wants to keep commerce within the app so that they get a cut of it, you know? That's what they want. So they've been, the past few years, been really weird about redirecting to external websites. So I'm wondering if maybe this is their way of working through that, I guess.
So TikTok Shop creators you recruit will be in your downline, and you will receive credit for their volume just like another downline consultant. Importantly, customers will not receive a better price on TikTok Shop than they can receive from a consultant. There will be a limited offering, while consultants will have a full catalog. Continue to offer greater value through personal service, parties, bundles, discounted shipping, Scentsy Club, and ongoing customer relationships.
So it's important to understand how we expect TikTok Shop to benefit the business. While there will be some sales on TikTok Shop, the goal is to create what marketers call the halo effect through increased social proof. This means, as more people discover Scentsy on TikTok Shop, they'll be more likely to connect with consultants and say yes when offered products or the opportunity. Greater awareness on one platform strengthens every other part of the business.
Now, TikTok Shop is one example of meeting customers where they are. Amazon is another. Customers don't just discover brands through social media, they discover them through online marketplaces. For many people, Amazon is one of the first places they go when they're researching a product or learning about a brand. That's why it's important for Scentsy to have an official presence there.
Today, customers are already searching Amazon for Scentsy products. Every legitimate brand, including every major direct selling brand, already has a presence on Amazon. This is not new. We are not doing anything others haven't already done. In fact, we are late to the game.
They're just straight up calling out all these MLM companies that are already on Amazon.
And we haven't been serving you well by waiting.
Also, when a customer searches for Scentsy on Amazon, this is what they find. Unauthorized sellers, knockoffs, competing products using the Scentsy name to benefit. People profiting off of our brand with zero connection to Scentsy or to any of you.
Yep.
Unless you're the one selling pirated products on Amazon. And we will now be able to know who you are and kick you off the platform.
Look here. So this says that Luna wax bar is, what does that say? I don't know, $11.99. Let's say $12. I'm pretty sure one wax bar at Scentsy is $5. Oh no, it's $6. Sorry. So double the price, basically. What this person likely did is this is probably a Scentsy distributor who bought inventory at a discount from Scentsy and then went on Amazon and marked the retail price up to $12. So basically, Scentsy distributors get 20 to 30% commission when they sell something at regular price. So this person doubled what the regular price is, therefore doubling the commission that they actually get when they sell it. And people are buying it because, I don't know, I guess they don't want to go actually through Scentsy, but this is obviously someone who's a Scentsy distributor, so you're still supporting Scentsy anyway, and you're just paying more for it, so it's kind of stupid. But maybe it's just for people who don't know that Scentsy is an MLM company, and they're just like, oh, maybe it's on Amazon. Oh, here it is, I'll buy some. That's most likely, whoever this person is definitely grifting hard. Getting their bag, I mean, I'm sure it's in policies and procedures that say you can't do that, but here they are doing it anyway, and I'm sure they've made a butt ton of money.
We did find that there were 85 third-party sellers selling hundreds of different products, random products.
Yeah.
We're going
to clean them up.
Yeah, we're going to clean them up.
Yeah.
We'll work with Amazon to remove those sellers and take back control of how Scentsy shows up.
And this part's important, Dan.
That's right. Any benefit we receive from doing this will be invested back to you.
That's such a stupid, like, oh, don't worry, like, if we make more money by doing this, that money's going right back to you guys. Yeah, bullshit. Fucking prove it. How are you gonna put it back in? You're not gonna, like, distribute a fraction of a cent to every single distributor every time you make a sale. Like, it's stupid. We're supposed to believe that any extra money you make through Amazon is not going to go just directly into their pockets? All right.
Just like TikTok Shop, this isn't about competing with you consultants. It's about increasing awareness, building credibility, and social proof, and making Scentsy easier to discover, particularly with the advent of AI generation. It is essential.
I don't know if I agree with this next statement, so I don't know if I want to say it.
What do you mean? It has to.
Okay.
Do you guys not discuss this shit beforehand? Heidi's like, I've never read this in my life, and she's like pre-reading it and like, wait, Orville, babe, we didn't discuss this. Well, let's see. What is it that Heidi doesn't agree with?
Our Amazon offering will match what we offer on TikTok Shop.
Yes, because those are always having to be parallel because it's through Amazon that TikTok Shop is, or Amazon is how TikTok Shop is fulfilled.
Okay, we're going to have to talk about that one.
Amazon is how TikTok Shop is fulfilled. Oh, I don't know how that works. We're going to have to talk about that one. Yeah, you guys probably should have talked about that before you got on stage and got in a public argument. And you had to have Orville mansplain it to you, Heidi.
This offering will be intentionally limited.
Dan?
No, don't. I'm on this side. I'm on this side. Team Heidi!
Oh, man.
Okay, so basically what we're saying is it won't include our full catalog.
Wait, do you agree with that statement?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I do. It won't include our newest launches, anything, they have to come to you for that, or our top-selling products. There is one top-selling product we have to put on because we want to take over the person that is already on there doing it, and we can only do it by
Offering the same product.
So,
well, I'll just give you a real quick example.
yeah.
There's somebody on Amazon selling the Amazon Rain fragrance flower for $30. He's sold
A lot.
thousands of them.
A lot.
He has hundreds or thousands, hundreds of 5-star reviews. If we want those reviews and we want him off, we can't do it and then take Amazon Rain off. We have to sell Amazon Rain. So that's one example of a top-selling fragrance flower that we will have on Amazon for the purpose of cleaning things up.
And guess what? Anytime anyone orders from that product from Amazon, that's yet another order. Like if someone really goes out of their way and goes, I would like this very specific little Amazon wallflower or whatever the hell, I'll just go type it into Amazon. The fact that it's there, they're going to be taking that sale away from another consultant because it's just easily found on Amazon. People are like texting in the audience. No one looks happy. Like, look at this. They're showing the crowd like they're supposed to be cheering and stuff, but no one really seems to be happy about it.
But the intent, like, for instance, we're not going to sell Luna.
Never.
Because Luna is your top
I can't
fragrance.
say never. I take that back.
And we don't want to put our top fragrances on Scentsy bars there unnecessarily because we want Amazon to funnel people to you.
Yes. So, TikTok Shop and Amazon, I guess we're talking about Amazon, will feature carefully selected assortment designed to introduce new customers to Scentsy and connect them to you for better service and a full offering.
Similarly, pricing has also been designed to protect all of you. Products will be sold at retail pricing with shipping included, and customers won't find a better value on Amazon or TikTok Shop than they can receive from a consultant.
When you go on Scentsy's Amazon, for example, let's take this duck warmer. If you buy it on Scentsy, it's $50. 50. When you order through Scentsy, it's a flat rate $10 shipping unless you order more than like $400, something like that. But flat rate $10. On Amazon, this same warmer is $60. So it already has the $10 shipping built in. But with Amazon, it's on Prime shipping. You get it in like 2 days. Scentsy can't offer that. Scentsy does not take 2 freaking days to fulfill orders. Like, please. Amazon does, though. There, in and of itself, is a perk. Now, if you're buying like a lot of products from Amazon, so like if you were to buy 2 of these ducks, I guess for whatever reason, that would be $120 with shipping included. If you were to buy it from Scentsy's website, it would be $110. They're not selling individual bars. They're selling a 3-pack of them for $28. Yeah, it is significantly cheaper to buy bars. Like these 3-bar bundles on Scentsy's website, it's like $15, give or take. On Amazon, it's $28 for a 3-bar bundle. So that is significant. However, you're getting the 2-day shipping from Amazon. Plus, if you buy from Scentsy, you have to still pay the $10 shipping anyway. So really, you're not out that much. And like the convenience of ordering from Amazon might be more of a perk to you, you know? I see what they're trying to do. What I personally think their goal is to see how much commerce they can drive on TikTok Shop and Amazon. This is like a test run. You know, let's see if we can make some money without consultants. Personally, that's what I think they're doing. They've made changes to a lot of things in the past couple of years that kind of suggest they're going that way too. But I think they're just kind of like dangling the carrot, and they're going to forever keep dangling the carrot until eventually they're going to just pull out of the MLM model altogether and then snatch the carrot right up and be like, you've been running for nothing, bye. That's what I think. That's just my opinion. But I think eventually they're going to keep adding more and more products to their Amazon catalog over time. And then eventually, you know, obviously the new releases, I'm sure will always stay with Scentsy consultants. But like, this is just the beginning, and I think they're going to eventually add more. But anyway, okay, we'll keep watching. I don't think there's much left here. I might edit out some of this here on the end and just get to a stopping point.
Now, every Amazon order will include a QR code and other information inviting them to continue their Scentsy journey at Scentsy.com, where they will be able to connect with a consultant so future purchases can support you. Amazon becomes an introduction to the brand, but the relationship will continue through all of you.
I mean, okay. I don't know how many times I've ordered something from Amazon and it comes with a little slip, like a thank you for your order kind of thing, and then it has like all the... I've never once gone to their website after that to like continue purchasing from that company. But okay, yeah, maybe this will work for you guys. I don't know.
Like TikTok Shop, Amazon isn't intended to become our primary sales channel. Its purpose is to help more people discover Scentsy, strengthen trust in Scentsy, and create more opportunities for all of you.
I also think that like Scentsy is one of the more well-known multi-level marketing companies out there. Like they're already pretty well known. People know what Scentsy is. I mean, obviously I'm sure there's probably people who have never heard of it. But see, this is why I call bullshit on it, because they're saying they want more like recognition. They want their company to be in more people's homes. But I feel like if you've never signed up for Scentsy and been a consultant before, you at least know someone who has and who has tried to get you to buy from them, you know? I just don't think there's that many people left who are like, huh, what's this brand, you know? Maybe they're not nearly as familiar as like someone in the anti-mlm movement. Even if you're not, like I think there are plenty of people who are like, oh yeah, I know what wax melts are. I know what Scentsy is.
If this worries you, suspend your concern for a couple of months and wait and see what happens.
If you're worried, just shut up and wait. It should worry you guys. It really should. Hey, Scentsy distributors, if you're watching this for whatever reason, how'd you get here? But also, I'm glad you're here and you're still here because this video is long. Yeah, you should be worried.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many times people were worried, and you get worked up about it, and then 2 weeks later or 2 months later, we say, hey, was that worry founded? And you're like,
no.
Nah, I shouldn't have worried about it. I should have trusted you.
Shoot, I shouldn't have jumped ship.
Dude, they're so butthurt over people leaving. Heidi saying shit like that further solidifies that, like, Scentsy's not doing great. There's been a lot of people leaving. There's been a lot of people who are just, like, really angry, who don't want to be part of Scentsy anymore. But Heidi is, like, throwing shade at people who justifiably decided, you know what? Like, I don't want to be part of this anymore for this reason or that reason, whatever the reason is. Heidi's throwing shade at them. And it's like, okay, that's a little rude, but okay, Heidi, go off.
Don't borrow a problem from the future.
Yeah.
If it's going to be a problem, save your energy to deal with it when it becomes a problem.
Okay, well, but you're putting that on your distributors. Like, you are putting the responsibility of dealing with a problem on your distributors then by saying that. Guys, don't worry. It'll be fine. And if it's not fine, just shut up. Just it'll be fine. Just shut up. But on the off chance it's not, we'll deal with it later. This should not be doing anything for anyone. This should not be calming anyone's nerves to hear him say that. As a matter of fact, I feel like that is probably even more concerning to hear him say that, because he's leaving open the possibility of it being a problem and causing issues. But basically what he's saying is like, that's a problem for future Orville. When everyone starts leaving because their businesses are crashing because everyone is shopping on Amazon and TikTok Shop instead of Scentsy.com, I'll deal with that when it comes to it. It's no freaking wonder why these companies are just like dropping like flies, because the leadership in them, they're just so careless. Like, I feel like these companies always feel like they're invulnerable, like nothing's gonna take us down, like we're successful and we'll always be successful. Well, that's not the case. That's never the case. They're trying to dig themselves out of a hole. And you know, like I said, I do think that putting their brands at least on TikTok Shop is a way to maybe introduce younger people to Scentsy, because that's where all the young people are. But I also think that young people know enough to know not to get involved, because anti-mlm blabosphere is pretty loud too.
Don't waste your energy worrying about it.
Very good point.
Okay.
Amen, brother.
Let's move on.
All right. You know, that's one piece that we need to look at.
Yep.
And as we look towards the future of the business, we also want to make sure we appeal to today's entrepreneurial mindset, and we are relevant, and we use relevant language.
Groovy, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're so funny,
Anybody want to
Orville.
join the commune?
You're what?
Commune. Wasn't that popular in the 60s? I don't know. I was born.
But this one.
No.
The Red Scare was definitely going on in the 60s, wasn't it? No one wanted to join a commune. Oh, I guess the second Red Scare ended in 1954, but I mean, I think the Red Scare is still happening today. So it's a bit of a re-emergence of the Red Scare. What the fuck? Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I wasn't alive in the 60s.
Rad.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's
so
awesome.
rad. That's so
Radical.
rad.
Yeah, there we
Whoa.
go.
Yeah.
I didn't know what groovy meant, but I know what rad means.
Yeah, you need to go back and watch reruns of Brady Bunch or
Okay.
something.
As Heidi
This
said in her
hurts.
keynote yesterday, we have good bones. but we need to renovate, starting with your titles.
What?
Now, our titles have been with us since the beginning. I know.
All right, no.
I know.
They've
22
served us well,
years.
but they're dated.
They are rad.
They don't always reflect what people actually do. And they aren't always meaningful to some people new in the business. In fact, many people recruiting now, they purposely don't use the language.
Yep. So here's what that will look like. Essential consultant becomes partner. Partner. Howdy, partner. But no howdy. No howdy.
I think this is the last thing they really touch on, because after this they kind of start talking about, I think they're changing how easy it is to maintain a certain rank or something. I don't know. It's just like them trying to appeal to their consultants and be like, no, please stay. We do care about you. But anyway, what did they call them before? Consultants and directors is what they were called. So they're like, hey, let's modernize this by calling them coaches and mentors and partners. The partner and certified partner are the top two, and then it's coach, and then it's mentor. Because like coach has a really negative connotation, I think. If you say I'm a life coach, I'm a this coach, unless you're a fucking football coach for the NFL or I don't know, sports coach or some shit. If you're on the internet saying you're a coach of anything, at least for me anyway, and I feel like I'm not the only one who feels this way, it's kind of a red flag. It sounds like you're trying to sell a course or something. If you say I'm a coach at Scentsy, it's like, a coach for what? You're teaching me do I have to buy something? Like, you know, I feel like this is a bad business move. Personally, I don't see anything wrong with director. Director to me sounds more serious, I guess. Consultant, no, I could see how you could say that term is outdated, because like I'm pretty sure Mary Kay still calls their people consultants, and like Mary Kay is an old ass company, so I could see maybe the consultant thing, but director, I feel like really like it's got a more distinguished feel to it, I guess, instead of mentor. I'm an executive mentor. What? Executive director sounds better in my opinion. I don't know. Anyway, I feel like the rest of the stuff they're talking about here doesn't really matter to us. It's not really entertaining to watch. All you have to know is they're trying to appeal to the masses and being like, oh, this one thing that caused you guys a lot of pain while you were trying to rank up and grow your business, and then you kept like not being able to maintain that rank. Well, we're changing it. Like, it's just that kind of stuff. So for this video anyway, it's irrelevant. But anyway, guys, that's where we're gonna end it. I've been filming for over 2.5 hours. I'm tired. But yeah, we really got through that, didn't we? Listen, the names that I'm about to read off are my financial supporters. They get access to things like our private Discord server. We have a postcard club, early access to new videos if I'm able to give that to you, sometimes even more than that. So if any of that sounds good to you, you can go to patreon.com/SavannahMarie, or you can click the join button beneath this video to join my YouTube memberships. Just whatever works for you works for me. With my children going back to school in a few weeks and my youngest going to kindergarten, I'm gonna have more spare time, so I want to start live streaming during the day at least once a week. That'll be fun for YouTube memberships because you get custom emojis of all my cats and a picture of one of my cats next to your name when you comment on one of my videos. So like just cute little things like that. Anyway, click the buttons, do the things, go to the links, support your girl. And with that, the biggest thank you in the whole wide world goes to Gula Chowdown, Katrina Rosemarek, Jacqueline Nutton, Kessie Drew, Marie Silver, Maddie Darley, Caroline Reed, Sinead Maria Venus, Zoe Slater, Wander Dice, Love to Be Evil, Nicole Hensley, Wendy Irons, Luciana Valiente, Emily from Kansas, Hannah Moe, Alex Offbeat, Cats Rule Here, 1972, Aaron Adler, Fluffy Duck Butt 24E Lane, Ferd Turgeson Esquire, Just Mark, Alice Wagner, and Fallon Harris. And to the rest of my financial supporters, thank you so much for being here and being you. And even if you're not a financial supporter, thanks for making it to the end of this video. It means a lot to me that you're here. So with that, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.